Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. And I just want to respond to this headline I saw on one of the newspapers over here, in England, man, in London, and it reads, "Abortions signed off after just a phone call revealed how Marie Stopes doctors approve terminations for women they have never even met." Now, first and foremost, abortion, or really what it is a forced miscarriage, is nothing more than murder according to the Holy Scriptures. It's no different than a man getting a gun and shooting another man in the head, in cold blood. Okay, it's murder, and the judgment of that is death. It's a serious crime in the scriptures, man. Okay, point blank, period, and there is no excuse. Okay, and if you're an Israelite, okay, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native American Indians, or any one of our descendants scattered throughout the four corners, and you are in any way, shape involved in an abortion, whether it be you are the woman who committed the abortion, or you're the boyfriend who paid for it or took her there, or the auntie that agreed with her. I don't care if you are in any way an accessory or the actual person who's committing these abortions, then you're in danger of the judgment if you don't repent, man. Okay, so that needs to be said. First off, it doesn't matter how the doctor signed off for it, man, and he's signing off for murder. Okay, and that doctor does not have the ability to justify you in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, but the point is, the reason I want to bring this up is because what you find is these elites, they pretty much have the same program running throughout their various nations which are directly under their control, whether it be America or Britain, France, whatever the case may be. Sometimes they got the same thing going on, just under a different name. They push the same agenda under a different name. So, for instance, in America, you got the so-called heroine known as Margaret Sanger. Okay, and she's connected with Planned Parenthood. In the UK, we got Marie Stopes. She's the Margaret Sanger of the UK. And they were all eugenicists. Okay, which means they were juiced in with the elite of Esau. All right, and eugenics is all about Edomite supremacy. It's all about the supremacy of the elite Edomites, the upper class and the super elite. Okay, the aim of eugenics is to depopulate anyone which is below them, which they deem to be a threat. So that represents the poor of even their own people, and obviously you Israelites, which is the main target. Okay, you're the main ones that Esau desires to eradicate and keep under control. All right. Now, when you look into this Marie Stopes, like I said, she was a eugenicist. Okay, and they even admit this is the bitch. Which, the more you go into things, the more you find out that this so-called white woman has been working hand in hand with the Edomite man at the head of all the wickedness that's going on. When you're dealing with there's certain women's names that always pop up: Helena Blavatsky, Alice Bailey, Marie Stopes, Margaret Sanger. These are all people that were actually juiced in with the elites. They're up there. Okay, and they put these people out there to forward their agenda heavy, and then our people come in on the back of that and join in with it. Okay, what's her name? The feminist bitch, Gloria Steinem. Okay, all the Edomite woman has played a big role in the destruction of our people, man. You know, leading our people into a way which is not good, namely the so-called black woman and the Hispanic woman, man. Okay, and they always come like they trying to help. You know, the Edomite woman, she always come like, hey, we're all women and I'm trying to help you. When ultimately they're just pushing an agenda to destroy you Israelites, man. They don't give a damn about the so-called black woman or the Hispanic woman. They're the devil. Okay, they're just pushing an agenda. And they always come like it's, you know, it's women's rights and we care about women, when they don't give a damn about women, man. Okay? Most of them abortions is killing women. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. But anyway, I want to jump down to Marie Stopes' eugenics, and they plainly admit that this Marie Stopes character, she was into eugenics, which so was Hitler. But here it is, Hitler gets a bad name, okay? But Hitler wasn't the only one that was involved in practicing eugenics, man. Okay, Hitler's ideas of eugenics came from America. They came from Britain. Okay, and the idea or the agenda of eugenics still lives on to this day. They just don't talk about it. You know, they PC it, man. They hide it under their tongue. Now it says, according to June Rose, Stopes was an elitist, an idealist interested in creating a society in which only the best and the beautiful should survive. So she's promoting what? Edomite supremacy. Eugenics was central to her birth control vision. Stopes' euphemism for eugenics was in line with many of the intellectuals, Edomite intellectuals I may add, and public figures of the time. Okay, for example, Havelock Ellis, John Maynard Keynes, Cyril Burt, and George Bernard Shaw. As a child, she met the founder of the eugenics movement, Francis Galton, both through the British Association for the Advancement of Science and socially through her father. So what you gotta understand, what you wanna understand is that this has not changed. The elite intellectuals that are around today still have these same views. Okay, they just don't come as clear and straightforward as they used to. They're more deceptive with it, but what you're going to find out is all the operations of eugenics are still in existence to this very day and are well funded. But abortion is well funded and well promoted to this very day. Regardless of the reason why they're seducing you into committing these acts and, oh, it's for this, it's for that. Ultimately, it goes back to eugenics, which is all about Edomite supremacy. All right. I want to just read this bit. Stopes attended the inaugural Congress of the Eugenics Society in 1912 and became a fellow in 1921. The same year, she founded the Society for Constructive Birth Control and Racial Progress. So these things have a racial point to them, even though they even aim it at their own people, because their thing is they want to get rid of the undesirable among their people. For them, all other races are undesirable, and then even among their own people, they class certain of their own people as undesirable. And guess what? They know that a lot of so-called white people that are at the bottom of the chain are actually Israelites. They know about that. That's one of the reasons for eugenics too, because they want to get rid of the Israelite element which is among them. They know about the Israelites that are among them, man. See, a lot of you what's it called? You Israelites out there that look like Shaft, you are ignorant to the fact that among Edomites, among the so-called white man, you have our people. And I ain't just talking about one or two, I'm talking about millions that are among them, that look like them, but they're not of them. What you don't seem to understand is even Esau knows that. These elites, they know that, and so they also target the poor and dejected of their own people to get rid of that element. It says the Mother's Clinic was established in 1921. Oh, the Mother's Clinic, right? It sounds so loving, right? Oh, the Mother's Clinic. You see, to further eugenic aims. It was all about eugenic aims. It wasn't about the mother. It wasn't about the children. It was about the overall agenda for eugenics. It dispensed the so-called pro-race cervical cap, according to historian blah, 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 blah. Now, I want to show you that this Marie Stopes, she was a eugenist. She was a racist, the devil. But here it is, organization named after her is still ongoing unto this very day, and is still performing the task, which is a eugenist agenda. But they're not going to come out now. I guarantee if you go to the marystopes.org website, you won't find the word eugenics on there, because what they've done is separated themselves from the word eugenics while they still continue the agenda of eugenics. Okay, so this is Marie Stopes International, and it says here, Marie Stopes International is an international non-governmental organization providing contraception and safe abortion services in 37 countries around the world. So that's why I said that Marie Stopes is like the UK version of Planned Parenthood, okay, with Margaret Sanger. All right, and you know, they be pushing the abortion over here hard. It's not as bad as in America, because in America, the so-called black women, man, they're way overrepresented in the statistics in abortion. But in the UK, the so-called black women is actually underrepresented. They form something like 3% of all abortions, but as a people, we're like 6% of the population over here. So, which in America is like, they're like double what they represent. So it's crazy over there in America, man. They're going in hard, but nonetheless, even one is too many. So like, they're still pushing that vibration over here. Okay, so I don't know, man. That's it. Just shows you how this deal is, man. How this devil operate, man. It's like, it's crazy. Okay, but the scripture says this, man, because these lot, they set up these different organizations and these agendas, and they push them out there to destroy our people, you know, and our people then go and they join themselves onto these things and, you know, destroy themselves. But ultimately, the Lord is going to deal with you devils, man, for what you did. You know, Psalms 10 and 1, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Okay, because that's why they always talk about the poor. They call us dumb, stupid, undesirable, you know. And at the end of the day, man, they're being proud because who gave you the right to decide that you were superior people when Yahweh Shem Yahushai already declared that Israel is the superior people? That's in the Bible that you claim you believe in, Esau. In the Bible you claim you believe in, it tells you about the Israelites and how they're the chosen people of the Lord and the apple of the Lord's eye. But here it is, you're putting it upon yourself to try and eradicate those people. Okay, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. So, and that's a beautiful thing. They seek the eradication of our seed, you know, but ultimately, pursuant to Obadiah the 18th, that same wicked thought that they want to perpetrate on the children of Israel is really going to be done to them. You know, the children of Israel, as you sought to devour us, we're going to devour you. We're going to consume you. Okay, it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Okay, so these devils, man, if you look into eugenics and the different quotes, they boasted about what they were going to do to Jake, and they're doing it, and they're still doing it, you know, to this very day. All right, let me just quickly jump down. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, because like I said, they're going to push this eugenics agenda, and the agenda is really about eradicating you undesirables, you know, people they don't care about, people they want to do away with. But when they come out and do their little speeches and they go to these women, and they're doing it from a point of view where they're acting like they're trying to help that woman and help her people, when that's not what the agenda is. Ultimately, they're trying to destroy. So it's deceit, it's fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Okay, even though they're speaking these, oh, we're trying to help these babies, we're trying to do this, and They try to make it sound real nice. It's mischief and vanity under their tongue. Behind closed doors, they're like, yo, we're really trying to kill these people off, man. You know? And it's like the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, man, are competing at who can kill each other off the best, man. You know, whether it be abortion or the gang violence, or, you know, they're competing of how much they can kill each other off, man. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. One thing you find out about the eugenics, like I said, they say openly that they target the poor. You know, that shows you the so-called white man is the devil, because these elitists actually come together and say they're targeting the poor for destruction, when the scriptures say the Lord is with the poor. The Lord dealeth with the poor. Okay, it says he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He crouched and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Yeah, they've been doing this eugenics agenda. They've been pushing it out there in all different ways, man. I mean, this is just abortion and so forth. It's just one way they push eugenics. Okay, the drugs, you know, the poison in the food, the water, all these things is also forms part of eugenics, man. You know, certain diseases that they push out there, AIDS, all these different things. You know, they give out people these diseases, man. A lot of you nigger women that catch certain diseases, man, you got them from your doctor and you don't even know that. When they gave you that jab, the jab tainted, had disease in it, and then you catch disease and they'll tell you, oh, you got it this way, when really you got it from them. This is how sinister and evil this man is. But the so-called black woman, the Israelite woman, man, she trusts in this devil wholeheartedly, man. And that's going to be their downfall. And the same with you niggas. You know, you trust this devil, man, and that's going to be your downfall. Instead of trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay. I mean, that's the point on that. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to bring out that information on Marie Stopes, because I saw this, man, and that name, man, I knew about it, so I thought, you know, it would be edifying, and brothers can go and do your research on this Marie Stopes character, man, and you'll see it's the Margaret Sanger of the UK, man. So this agenda's big, okay? And both Margaret Sanger and Marie Stopes gave rise to giant multinational organization, man, all about killing off the poor. You know what I'm saying? Especially you Israelites, all right? So this man is the devil, okay? Point blank, period. So with that, I'm saying shalom.